Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of the TDI team's worst bites and stings. So just a fair warning before this video starts, for a couple of the people, I know Eric and Autumn, I think, when theirs gets started, just a fair warning, they do have pictures of the bites when they happened, or the pinches or whatever. So if you're kind of squeamish and don't want to see a little bit of blood and everything, we do have a warning before those pictures pop up. We have a little countdown. So just look away for like 10 seconds or so when that pops up. So if you don't want to see it, yeah, just go ahead and skip that part. So yeah, let's go get started and let's check out the rest of the team's stories.
So the worst bite or sting, I've had a lot of bites and stings, but probably the most painful bite that I've ever had was by a rat. It ended up getting a infection in my pinky with cellulitis. I couldn't move it. It was really inflamed and the tooth like hit bone when it went in. It hurt a lot. Other than that, I've been bit by a pretty large red tail that a customer had brought in. That one was fun. Bill actually had to help me take that one off. And then the other one was a very large tokay, almost took off the end of my thumb. So that was also a fun one. So those all were probably my worst ones that have happened really here in the store.
My worst bite. At one point in my collection, I had a 11-12 foot retic, and she was a bit angry at the time. So one time when I was going in to like feed her, I got a little too close and she like attached herself to my arm. So that was fun. That would probably be like the worst one out of them. There was a different time when I was buying a, what was it? Brazilian rainbow boa here. Not the Brazilian, the Colombian rainbow boa. It was a decent little size. It was about 4 or 5 foot almost. Yeah, closer to 4 I'd say. But I was walking around with her, perfectly calm, until I got to the register and I typed in my number and paid for her. 4 different times just striking out at my arm, like all over the place, and I'm just like, okay, now you waited until I paid. But those were like the more interesting ones. I think one of the other unique ones, I was like cleaning out some scorpions at home, and I accidentally grabbed it incorrectly, and the stinger just went straight into my finger, and I'm just like, oh, it's really inconvenient.
So this was actually pretty recently. So I was actually off the clock at the time, but one of my coworkers, I was here, and one of the coworkers was like, hey, can you help me find the fire skink? And I'm like, okay, sure. So I was digging in there, I find him, because the customer wanted to see it, and I'm like, oh, how cute. I pick him up, and he just bites me. It was like bleeding pretty bad, too. He was a little feisty guy, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't care, he was cute. So it's fine by me. So, yeah, that was like, I would say just a few days ago, less than a week for sure.
A little stinker.
Oh yeah, and it kept like breaking open too because my thumb kept bending and everything. It's kind of there, but my thumb.
Ow!
Oh yeah, it was worth it.
So I guess it's really not a bite or a sting, but it's definitely a pinch. It was a hermit crab from here. I haven't been bit by anything or stung by anything else.
What did it do? Did it like?
It latched onto my finger and just held on, wouldn't let go for anything that we tried.
Uh-oh.
We eventually just had to rip it off.
Did part of your finger go with it?
Definitely took a chunk of skin out. Yeah. But that was it. Other than that, it's just like little baby corn snakes and ball pythons, but it doesn't feel like anything.
Alright, so I thought I'd end this video with a few of my most extreme bites here at Tye-Dyed. Let's see, the first one was actually a hermit crab. It actually, I had picked it up and by the shell, and it had reached back and it actually snipped off a piece of my thumb, like a chunk of it. It grew back, but we kind of had to super glue my thumb, a piece of my thumb back to my thumb. So Matt did that for me that one time. That was many years ago. Another one would be Little Lizard. She thought I was holding out greens for her, so she accidentally grabbed my hand instead, and I yanked back, so her teeth her teeth kind of raked across my hand and made me bleed a lot. So yeah, that was an accident. She realized she made the mistake, so no big deal. But yeah, that one was pretty extreme. And then the third one, we used to have a Doom Rolls monitor, and I had gloves on, like rubber gloves on or whatever, I think I was feeding him shrimp, and he grabbed my finger instead, and the end of my finger went numb, so I thought I had lost the whole tip of my finger, and we didn't know because I had a glove on. So we took the glove off, and my finger was bit pretty deep, but it wasn't like it wasn't missing. So yeah, he had just bitten like top half of it really hard, and we just gauzed it up and went from there. So yeah, those are my 3 biggest bites that I've ever had here.